Hello, and thanks for listening to Hot Conflict. Yes, you're listening to Hot Conflict, the nightly radio show. My name is Salim Siddiqui, and you're listening to the Thursday night episode of the Hot Conflict show. We're on from 11 p.m. Central out of Houston, Texas, in the Lone Star State from 11 to 12. That's 9 p.m. on the West Coast, midnight on the East Coast. And you're listening to our special Supernatural Thursday episode. Well, this is Hot Conflict, where we talk about news, views, reviews, politics, and even a little bit of pop culture. And on Thursday nights, we like to do a little bit of something weird. Supernatural Thursdays is where we talk about concepts of the weird and the supernatural, but from a Muslim point of view. And tonight we've got a little bit of an interesting show where we're going to be talking about death. Well, death is a subject that people are always mesmerized about. And if you're a fan of the show, you know that I talk about a lot of the strange concepts from the Muslim world, from jinns and the supernatural and angels, and death and the afterlife, and the powers of the jinns. And we opened up the show today with a Japanese song. A Japanese song that some of you might recognize if you're familiar with some of the Japanese genres that we are seeing coming about. There's a change going on, and so a lot of the Asian culture and Japanese culture is starting to sneak over to the West, and we're starting to hear a lot of different things and see some things that we probably didn't see before. Well, what was the opening song? Within the spreading darkness, we exchanged vows of revolution. An evil flower that sprouted because it was loved. Because I can't let anyone interfere with everything that'll come about from now on. The future that the fruit told me of. The city that has forgotten reasoning. The present time is distorted, black. Dreams turn into ideals. Why? Am I a broken messiah? Everyone wished for a finale. Within the spreading darkness, we exchanged vows of revolution. An evil flower that sprouted because it was loved. I can't let anyone interfere with everything that'll come about from now on. Someday I'll show you a shining sky. Why? Am I a broken messiah? Everyone dreamed of paradise. Within the spreading darkness, we exchanged vows of revolution. An evil flower that sprouted because it was loved. I can't let anyone interfere with everything that'll come about from now on. Someday I'll show you a stunning world. Well, that was the lyrics from the opening song. And so today we're going to be talking about some of the issues related to death and the supernatural. Well, this is kind of a strange little story because normally I don't share issues from my personal life, but this story is somewhat relevant. The other day, I was out taking a walk. It had been a while since I had gotten out and gotten some fresh air. And as I was walking in the park, there were kids playing, girls on the swings, little children going down the slide, mothers with their babies, enjoying life, enjoying their world, enjoying how everything was peaceful and calm. And I started to think about the fact that at any moment, anybody could die and lose their life. And so, as I was walking along in the park, along the path, I started going away from the crowd. And as I stepped across the gravel footpath, I noticed something sitting on the grass underneath a tree. I looked around and there was no one there, and there was this book lying on the floor. Now, being a person of knowledge and being a person who loves books, the idea of a book lying on the floor, I just couldn't let that go. It was a black book, and as I walked up towards it, I saw that it was a little black notebook, normal size, and on the cover was written, Death Note. So as I started to look through this book, I was wondering, whose book is this? Why is it sitting here? I looked around, but no one was there. There wasn't even anyone close enough that it could belong to. So I picked it up and started walking away. But as I walked away, I realized that there was something written in the book. In the very beginning of the book was written, no rules for the Death Note. So as I looked at the book and looked at the rules, I started to read them. Inside the front cover of the Death Note it read, "The human whose name is written in this notebook shall die. This note will not take effect unless the writer has the person's face in their mind when writing his or her name. Therefore, people sharing the same name will not be affected." If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. If the cause of death is not specified, the subject will simply die of a heart attack.